so nerve-wracking.
We're live. Okay. Hi, you guys. We're here. Okay. So this is our first ever Just Right episode. So episode 1. I can't believe it. I feel like it's been a long time coming. Episode 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Jessie, or Jessica Gibson, as you guys know me. I'm an author coach, and you see me around all the time. You see my hashtag Just Right everywhere. And this lovely lady with me is, go ahead. This is Kallie.
I'm Kallie Ross, and I am a writer, and I have benefited from Jessie's help, but I also love social media, and so as far as what we do together, I really do love helping with platform building and even a little bit of encouragement as far as the writing is concerned. Jessie's really the best one at all of that and keeping me organized, but yeah, we're just having fun together.
I feel like, I say this a lot, and I say this to everybody who's asked me. This year's been kind of a whirlwind with everything that's happened with my business. In December, this business wasn't even really existing. And then I met you in January, and by February, I took you on as my assistant, and here we are. Yeah. It's been really awesome. The coaching has been super cool. Like you said, you're really awesome with the platform building and social media. And I think it's cool that we kind of complement each other in that way, that I'm loving the knowledge aspect of it too. Cause I'm learning a lot from you, which is really cool. And, I love to encourage and, learn things about new topics. So that's what I think this is going to be, is us learning stuff about new topics and talking and bringing you guys lots of stuff to know. So I'm going to dive in with the Just Buzz, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about something cool that's going to be happening on the 7th, and it's Pit Mad. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's really, really cool. It's where anyone can pitch your story idea to agents, and you can do it on it's on Twitter. And you just use the hashtag PitMad, like PITMAD, and I will definitely put that somewhere for you guys so you can see it. And then you include in your whatever your synopsis is that you're going to include in there, or your tagline, you're going to put in hashtag PitMad and then your category hashtag. So if you're writing young adult, it would be hashtag YA, or middle grade, hashtag MG. Adult would be hashtag A, which is funny to me. I just think of the Scarlet Letter.
I know. It's and
then it makes me think of adultery. And then if you're new adult, hashtag NA, or picture book, or children, it's hashtag PB for picture book, and hashtag C for children's, which I think is really cool, because I think sometimes we forget about cool things like this that are available, because I don't know, I guess me too. I just forget that this is that kind of stuff's available. And the thought of querying an agent just kind of gives me hives. And I just I don't know. And I don't know what to do with it. And it just freaks me out. So I think it's really, really cool that this exists. And they do a lot of them during the year too. And they it's not just Pit Mad. There's Pitch Wars and other things like that kind of go along with this. But on September 7th, which is, oh my gosh, that's Thursday. That is 2 days from now. So if you want to do it, I say jump on and do it. And what could it hurt, right? You might end up with an agent at the end of it.
I mean, make sure your manuscript is ready, obviously. If it's
yes.
Don't put anything on it. But you also have to remember, this is so hard. 120 characters, y'all. That's
I know.
So it's just got to leap off the screen. First of all.
You have to. It's got to be exciting. But from what I understand, you can do it more. You can tweet I think it's once an hour is what the rules are. I can't fully remember what the rules are right now, but I want to say it's once an hour. You can tweet to that, so you're not inundating.
I know. And if anybody's interested, I know Brenda Drake is the one that heads this up.
Yes.
So you can look at her website for all the rules. And
she's got there's I'll put that somewhere easily accessible to you guys as well on my Facebook, definitely. Okay, and then go ahead.
Oh, I was going to tell you, just so you know, one thing I'm planning to do, because you mentioned it, is to watch on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Look, and then I know they're doing another one in December. So
yes.
if it's something I'm interested in and might want to pitch something that I've done, then December might be when I do it. And so just for writers that are out there thinking about it, like sometimes it's smart
Yeah.
to sit back and just kind of watch and see what happens. Maybe throw out, something just in case if it gets good enough. But I mean, like for me, I feel like if I can just watch it, first.
I know. I agree with you. I think it's really cool to like just observe and kind of see what it's all about. If you're not fully ready, if you're like, say you're like 80% done with your book and you're not ready to do it, but you might want to do the one in December, like check it out. It might be awesome. Like it might be something that you can get tips on how to do it, and you can look at what other people's tweets look like. I actually had one of my authors I believe she participated in Pitch Wars, and I helped her write a few of the tweets, and it's hard, you guys. It's hard because I'd read her whole book, and and I'd helped her with a few things in it, but it's like it's hard to come up with ones just in that many characters, and then you have to include all the hashtags too, so then that takes out all you can say. So it's crazy. I keep looking at myself here with all of my makeup on. My husband said to me, you guys, my husband said this to me. He said, now you're going to be doing this on camera, so don't forget that sometimes the camera can wash you out. So put on more makeup than you normally would wear. So before we started, I was looking at my blush and I said, I feel like a tart, like I feel a little bit like a tart. But the good news is I don't think that translates on camera. So yeah,
you're good.
So yeah,
out. So if that makes you feel better, I need some Tarte, like with an E.
We get a Tarte. Yeah, I'm even wearing Tarte eyeshadow, just the brand Tarte, because it's fantastic. But I digress. Anyways, okay, so more buzz, a little bit more buzz. I wanted to talk about the New York Times bestseller list. I was checking it out a couple hours ago, just because I was curious to see what was making up the top 10, and it's all mystery and romance.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of cool. So it's cool to see like what everybody's reading right now and like what's out there. So yeah, and that's in the combined print and ebook. So it's all like, it was seriously mostly mystery with some romance like spattered in there, which is, mystery apparently is still like really big, I guess because I've just been reading a lot of romance the last couple of years. But, yeah. So, and then on the USA Today list, I was really stoked to see a young adult book on there at number 3, Wonder by R.J. Palacio. That's number 3, which is so cool. And I know the movie is going to be coming out soon. So I just think it's really cool to see like young adult books up there, because sometimes I feel like young adult doesn't get enough credit, and I think young adult is really cool because we're writing for, young adults, and there's books like Wonder out there that are just, they have a really good message. So it's cool to see them up there.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too. And I think that authors need to know we're doing this Just Buzz, like hashtag Just Buzz, because we need to be staying up with all of this stuff. It's not that we have to have an opinion about it all the time, but as writers, as authors, we should be a part of the community and really stay on top of that information. So moving from that, are you ready for Just News?
I'm totally ready. I'm ready.
Okay. So again, kind of jumping from that platform of buzz to news, some of the cool things that I like to try and keep up with are the book deals that are coming out of the woodwork, like people that are signing, what they're signing for. Yeah. And one of the things I think is really interesting, and I've heard some buzz about this, is that there is an author that has been signed to do a prequel to Dracula. And in the story, it's going to be about a 21-year-old Bram Stoker meeting a demonic being, and yeah, it's going to be called Dracul instead of Dracula.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's just going to prove that paranormal, I think, is coming back. Like, I think that it's fallen by the wayside, not in a bad way, but just it's this cyclical thing that happens. Fantasy, dystopian's been huge, and now we're starting romance, obviously, but then we're starting to see some more paranormal hit the shelves. Now, this is the thing that's interesting about this is just because it's news and they've signed this book. It doesn't mean it's tomorrow, but it also doesn't mean let's jump on the gravy train and like write something really fast and put it out. news can help us, I think, as far as knowing what's going on. But I don't want to go on record and say paranormal is coming back, and then someone be like, "But she said."
No, I know what you mean though. But like, I feel like I've slowly been seeing it. I feel like I've slowly been seeing a lot more paranormal covers. Just because I love to look at covers, and anytime I see somebody with a cover reveal and there's paranormal on it, I'm like, hey, let me look at that. Because like I feel like paranormal and fantasy have been my first loves. With reading, that's where I cut my teeth. And I just love it. Yeah, I love it. I love a good vampire book. I love werewolves. I love any of that. I love it so much. So I'm happy to see it coming back around. It's fun to write too. Because you don't have.
I just finished something.
Yeah, I know, and I'm very excited about it. Your cover was really cool too. So.
Thanks. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like that I kind of got an inside track, but just because I got invited to help with a project. But there are really cool paranormal things coming out that I've seen. Luckily, I'm a part of one of those things. But,
I know. No, it's very cool.
Yeah. So in addition to that, you mentioned thrillers earlier.
Yes.
And What Have You Done is a thriller that just got signed with, it's an author, Curtis Russell, at PS Literary Agency. And he's been signed to do a debut novel that's, that suspense thriller type. And then another one that I thought was interesting was a standalone. Okay, are you ready? One author that got signed to 5 books. Okay, this is amazing to me. So,
that's crazy.
I know. Renee Watson was signed to do a middle grade novel, a standalone young adult, 2 books in a middle grade series, and a YA novel co-written with a poet named Ellen Hagen. So,
wow.
It just blows my mind. First of all, how talented people are. And
that's insane.
I have a hard time planning out writing one book and then jumping into the next one after I'm dealing with that book hangover after, when you finish one. So for me, she's got to have 3 of you in her pocket to help her get all of these books written. It's amazing to me.
That's some serious scheduling scheduling over there. She's got to be it's down pat. She's got to have some stuff going on there. She's got to have a planner right out there. She's got to, that's crazy. And can you imagine the query letter that went along with any of those pitches? 5, I can't even imagine. That's giving me hives. I feel itchy, just thinking about it.
Well, I'm hoping she has some of those finished. It's one of those things where it's crazy. But in addition to that, another YA thriller was signed to Razorbill. Jennifer Donaldson. It's about 2 teens who fall into some dangerous relationships. But another thriller, another suspenseful thriller type novel that just got signed.
No, I feel like thrillers. Yeah, I feel like thrillers are making I've been seeing a lot of those lately. Yeah. I feel like that's a big thing too. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So are you ready for releases? I'm excited about it.
I am. Hashtag just releases. Yes, I'm going to talk about that. So speaking of thrillers, psychological thrillers, one just came out today by Allie Land. It's called Good Me, Bad Me. And it's a psychological thriller about the girl whose mom is a serial killer. And that just gives me the heebie-jeebies, but it sounds really good at the same time. So check that out. And then one of my authors who I've worked with for years, I actually did her release event back when I used to do release events as the Release Day Diva. That's how her and I met. Kimberly Knight. She's fantastic. I love her. She's just amazing. I can't say enough good things about her books. She just released Champagne and Handcuffs today, which is part of a series. I believe it's Saddles and Racks. That's the series name. I should have written it down because I should have, but I did not. Really, really good, you guys. I've read the whole series so far, and I've been lucky enough to be able to read it before they've come out because she's one of my authors that I work with, and I get to give her feedback, and usually it's me going, oh my gosh! She's one of my ones that I don't always have a lot of critiques to give, but I can go, oh my gosh, what did you do? Because it's crazy. But yeah, she knows how to tell a really good story. And then coming out, I believe on the 20th of this month, Stephen King has a new book coming out with Owen King, and it's called Sleeping Beauties. And I saw the cover for it, and it looked creepy. Now, I have been, like, in high school, I started reading Stephen King, and the very first Stephen King book I read was It. And that movie comes out this month. And, like, I shared a room with my mom. Like, I shared a room with my mom at that point in high school, and I had never been more happy to share a room with somebody than when I was reading that book. The first 3 pages, I was like, Mom, are you over there still? Like, you're not a clown right now, are you? Like, I'm terrified.
No,
and the previews for that movie are terrifying.
No, I think my mom let me watch the TV series, like the mini series.
Yes.
And that was creepy. But this, like, the makeup for everything, like, it reminds me of a cross of, now listen, I don't watch American Horror Story. I can't even handle the.
I can't do it.
No, it reminds me of that with like a touch of Stranger Things because of that, like, 80s vibe that it has.
No, because that's when the story took place, was the 80s. But no, like, and I accidentally saw the preview for it. Like, I was up at night and I was watching TV and it came on and I was like, oh, and I accidentally, like, I thought it was Stranger Things, and then I was like, oh no, there's a clown, and I turned it off. And I couldn't find the remote, so I plugged my ears and I closed my eyes until it was over, and I was like, I felt like a child again. But oh, that's terrifing.
No, I just a red balloon across the screen. No.
Yes. No.
Well,
no.
The fact that Stephen King is coming out with another novel, like, right after that movie release, it's so smart. So smart.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Did you read the synopsis or the blurb is about what if women disappeared from the world of men? Like, I'm so curious. I don't know if I want to be scared.
I know. That's the problem I have with Stephen King is he really knows how to tell a story, but they're terrifying. But I did go through a whole phase where I read a lot of them, but now I think he terrified me too much, and now I just can't do anything scary.
I understand. Well, so every week we're going to cover new releases, so I'm excited about that.
Yes, me too, because I love to find out about new books that are out. Because, I mean, I'm on Facebook a lot, but usually it's working and hassling my authors about writing words and things like that. So I don't always see them, and they don't always come across my timeline. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
So are you ready for hashtag just tips?
Just tips, yes. And every week will be something a little different, whether it's writing or social media. This week I kind of have one that is more social media based, but it should help writers, especially. And it is all about your posts, whether it is Twitter, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook. Hashtags go a long way. One of those things that I always tell people is that if you want to be searchable, you need to use hashtags. Now, the key to hashtags are that you don't do anything too general or too broad. Like, you want to make sure it's specific. So if you write paranormal, it's great to use the hashtag paranormal. But if you write wolf shifters, use the hashtag wolf shifters instead. You know, as far as like hashtags like love or hashtag cute, those are so broad that they're just not even searchable anymore. So
no, you're totally.
Yeah. So you want to be specific, but at the same time, when it comes to especially Instagram, now this is one of those that I'm going to kind of pinpoint Instagram here. When you're doing hashtags on Instagram, this is a big tip for you. Choose 2 or 3 specific hashtags to include in your post, and then go into the next comment or the first comment under your caption and put all of the rest of your hashtags. Don't actually include them in your caption, because first of all, they're lost. Like, when you can't read them. But second of all, when you're reading through those, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm reading someone's post, if I click see more and then it's just a whole bunch of hashtags, I just keep scrolling. Like, I do.
I'm like, why am I reading this?
Yeah. So when it comes to those hashtags, put them in the comment section in all in one comment, and don't use more than 30, because then you get annoying. Like, and honestly, I would say don't use more than 15, because then you're, just a pain. But yeah, I mean, make sure they're specific. Make sure that they are not something completely out of your wheelhouse. I'm not going to, especially for me, use a hashtag like S&M or erotica. Like, that is so not me.
I can't see any of those.
And the thing is that's funny about that is someone would be searching that, and then they'd find whatever post I have, and then it would be like unfollow, or it would be because it wouldn't be who I am, and it wouldn't be what they're looking for. So make sure that you are making those hashtags relevant to what you're posting.
Yeah, no, that's a really good tip. Speak to who you are as an author or whatever it is that you're posting about, make sure it's the brand.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, talking about tips and things like that, you, my friend, just opened up your the Just Right platform building group. So like anybody who wants to join, $25 a month, and you get daily tips. Like, who's not signing up for that is what I want to know. I need to sign up for it. Yeah, no, it is fun. I suggest hashtags. I actually suggest ideas for different posts for people. I know that I'm in the same boat. It gets boring. It feels monotonous, like when it comes to posting things. So I try and put some fun ideas in the group. It's not anything super personal. So it's one of those things about a Facebook group I love is that you can take it or leave it. And even when you're inspired by an idea, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. That's another thing that I love about it. Is you can tweak things to really speak to your own brand. But this Facebook group is pretty fun. Yeah. And your idea with that prompted me to be like, hey, maybe I should sort of open up my author Facebook group to everybody for $25 a month. So you're going to get, with me, you're going to kind of get a taste of what I do for my authors. Today, in fact, I actually just did a video in there on anxiety and depression. And I think it speaks to so many of us, and it's things that we deal with. So every week on Tuesdays apparently are my video days. I choose a topic, and it's usually something that I kind of pull my authors in there and I ask what they're looking for, and I'll choose one of the topics and I research it and I bring it to you guys. So I do that, and we do sprints, and I post tips on writing, and I just posted something about prepositional phrases in your writing, because we all do it, but we don't, it's hard to recognize it in your own writing. So I like to just really make it useful. So $25 a month for both, like for my group, and $25 a month for your group. I mean, it's a steal for, all the content that you're going to get. So if you're interested, or if you just want to know more about what we offer, head on over to jessicagibsoncoaching.com, and there's all sorts of goodies on there for you. And we'll make sure that we post the link somewhere for you, easily to find. Probably in the comments in this video if you're watching on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing about what we're doing is that sometimes the Facebook group or whatever, you're just kind of like not sure, or you're wondering, or you have questions. Jessica and I are hoping to have these videos every Tuesday night. And I say every loosely, holidays and all of that. But but we really do plan to be helpful to everyone, regardless of whether you can be in that group or not, because essentially we live in a time where things are very competitive, and I get that. But at the same time, Jessica and I's heart is to help and to really see people succeed. And really, honestly, we both have a strength, and it's so neat how they've worked so well together. Yeah. And so we would love to see other people grow and do really well, even if it means helping each other out. Like that's the cool thing about what we're doing, is it really is about helping other people, helping other writers, other authors, and through that, building friendships, and it being something that's not just a month or a week or a tip. It really can be something more than that.
No, I agree with you completely. And that's what I said. I said to some of the authors today, too. I said, look, this group is a safe place. You can say things and you can ask for help. You can, we're all here for the same reason, and that's and like you said, everything's so competitive these days. And I just, my main thing is for people to know that they're not alone and that there is help out there. And these kind of videos that we're going to be doing are offering that kind of help. We want to keep you up to date with things, and we want to offer tips, and we want to giggle and laugh with you guys, and we want to, like squee over books and things like that. So yeah, so I can't wait for episode number 2.
And we actually, so you know, Jess and I have already prepared for when we do have to argue about something.
I mean.
There's going to come a day when we are going to disagree on something, but or one of us is going to be really stupid. Like, I have a feeling it's going to be me, but we've talked about doing these just right for dummies, because that's another thing that we're learning. Like, this industry, this community is growing at such a rapid rate that we're hoping to kind of take some of the flack for you guys.
Yes, right?
For you on behalf of everyone.
Yes, like we'll pick some topics that, like, what if it's something that you're like, okay, I feel like I really should know how to do this already. I've been writing for, 2 years. Why do I not know how to do this? Like, we'll look dumb for you, okay? Like, we'll be the dummies, and we'll say, like, hey, we didn't know how to do this, so we looked it up. And honestly, I don't feel like you should feel dumb, Like, I feel like this is an industry of learning, and if you're not getting better at your craft, then, what's going to happen?
No, I agree. I feel like that it's something we've got to keep. We've got to understand we're not done. We're never done.
No, never.
There's going to be a constant growth. But anyway, we totally took that on a tangent.
We did. And I'm over here, like, I have this fan over here, and I turned it down. But I said before we started this, I'm like, I feel like this wind is blowing, giving me, like, supermodel hair.
You were having, like, a Beyonce moment there.
I'm having a Beyonce moment.
I need a fake now.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Yes. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we look forward to seeing you next week. And we will have lots of #JustBuzz, #JustNews, #JustReleases, and #JustTips.
Yep. All hashtags.
All hashtags. And the whole idea behind all of this is so you guys can get out there and just write. That is my mantra. That is what I want your mantra to be. Just write. Get out there and just write. So we will see you next week. Probably the same time. Who knows? We're both moms. And we have crazy schedules. So it'll be a Tuesday unless it's a holiday. So we'll see ya.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.